All right, hail and well met, friends. Andang here for another episode of Tales of the Free Folk. It has been 2 weeks since we last did the show, because that's how that works. And last time, the party found their way out of the marshes and made their way to Combe. And they learned of some black riders and some other things that happened. Terry almost got in a drunk tavern fight, but luckily the party saved her from making that happen. And she got carried out of the tavern by the other party members. And Pineleaf then reported the situation to his superiors and actually got offered a promotion, but decided to return to the party and find out what is going on with this helmet
Because he loves
before
it so much.
deciding what to do. So, on that note, we hit pause on the morning of October 2nd in Middle-earth, and we are now ready to get going. So, you
Wait,
guys had just left your camp and are making your way up towards this ranger's house, basically. So, if Carve, you could do a travel check so we can see how well you make it to this
how
ranger.
successfully we walk in a direction.
Successful. Oh,
Right.
yeah. We are traveling.
Wait, how did you get that, Terry?
What, the lower third?
Yeah.
Boom.
It's in the toolbox.
Yep.
Oh, okay, hang on. Hang out tool. I got this.
Technology.
Technology
Yeah, I
in
probably
Middle
should
Earth,
open
yo.
stuff like character sheet and dice roller and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, is that a crit, Carve?
That is a straight up natural 20.
Wow. Alright,
Plus
so
modifier. So, yeah.
you take the most efficient way possible. Like, if there was, like, somebody watching you travel, they'd think you're Pineleaf, how efficiently you're doing everything. It's like, it's ridiculous how well you're traveling. And you get there in hardly any time at all. And you guys kind of look back at the map, and it's kind of like an Emperor's New Groove moment. You're like, how did we get here this fast? This is kind of crazy. And so you see the house, and you can kind of see through the window that there is a ranger inside. What do you guys want to do?
Where were we going?
You were going towards Saturday by going over the hills from Combe, over Archet, and on to the ranger.
Okay.
I guess since we're here, we should probably knock and introduce ourselves.
Maybe Aerithert should do it since his dad's a ranger and all. Maybe he knows the guy. Aerithert, what do you
It
think?
appears my microphone was muted.
That definitely was the case.
After Aerithert remembers to turn in-game sound on.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we'll knock on the door.
Alright, so you go up and you knock on the door, and a interesting ranger comes out. He has like a weird goatee that is like way ahead of its time, and he has like this male baldness going on, and you know, the side hair, and he has a gray cape and just normal ranger garb, which is, you know, ranger green with orange accents on places that are more heavily armored, and he has this brown tool belt and brown boots. And he says, "Who are you?" A interesting ranger comes out. He has like a weird goatee that way ahead. There, that's your cue. He asked, "Who are you?"
Oh, sorry, I was hearing weird double audio for a second there.
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody's
Yeah,
got
me
their...
too. That was weird.
That was bizarre. I totally lost the track of what was going on. Hi, Mr.
Random creepy knife guy.
goatee wielding ranger person. That was
Goatee
the
wielding.
main characteristic I got out of this guy was that his goatee was ahead of his time. He has a goatee of the fourth age going
He
on.
wields a goatee.
Goatee of the fourth age.
I don't have
That's
time for nonsense. Either speak up
awesome.
or go about your business.
Hi.
If you'll pardon my my ranger friend there. He's got a little bit of Ranger. What's the word? Ranger fanboy going on here. We were wondering if you could help us with something.
Depends on who's asking.
I present to you Erether, blacksmith of Bree, as well as descendant of as yet unknown, unnamed Dunedain Ranger guy. He's looking for his dad. But on top of that, we found a helmet that speaks of fell deeds by fell men creating fell atmospheres that we would like you to
Apocalypse.
we would like you to identify, please, if you would, sir.
I don't know you well enough to know if I should. If you want to prove your worth to Saurdane, Ranger of Middle-earth, then you
God.
should go and find this brigand I've been looking for. I need him alive. He's a brigand of the Southern Clan who has recently been coming up the Greenway, causing trouble.
From south.
I do
We
believe
need-
a vector quest is coming.
Can't we just like prove our worth by seeing how much we can sell the Hobbit for?
He doesn't even honor that with a response. He pretends he did not hear what you just
Guys-
said.
You can't
Guy's
sell
got like
Miss
no
Needles.
sense of humor.
Apparently not. My
You can't
goodness.
sell Miss Needles.
I need you to find the brigand leader, Dirk Hawthorne, at his camp, in a small copse of trees across the stream.
I believe it's copse of trees.
There
It
will
is.
be corpses
Oh,
when we're done, laddie.
So now this is the guy you want us to help us, and you're going to correct his
I'm
pronunciation?
just saying, if you've got a corpse of
Just
trees,
correct the Ranger's grammar, okay? You're on the other side.
it makes
Sometimes
sense.
Dunedain
Rangers
have
don't
trouble
speak
with
good
common
English. It's
talk.
all right.
Okay, so this Dirk
anyway-
Hawthorne guy, so you want us to go take care of this guy?
That is what I asked.
Okay.
All
So
right,
do you
then.
want him do you want him dead or just
Alive.
committed to like
Just hurt.
service in the local?
Just hurt.
I just want to hurt him real bad.
I need to ask him some questions.
Okay, can we? Just
Oh, so we have to capture the guy alive and bring him back to you? Is that what you want?
If
Okay.
you
Well, we
want
still have the
help with
body
your-
bag. We have the body bag still? We still have the body bag, right?
I thought we got rid of that nasty old smelly,
Oh,
just
shoot.
gruntled.
I don't know.
functional.
I don't recall us getting rid of it, but
Hold on, let me check my inventory.
Brax in the chat says A Corpse
here.
of Trees is the show title.
Let's see. I don't have a body bag in my inventory. I don't.
I think
Well, you
Terry
were
was
the one carrying it.
Terry's the one that still has
That's
Terry's
right.
got
Terry still got the body. Okay, that makes sense.
That's right.
She used
Okay,
it
good.
to threaten people
Look,
to
I'm
get rid
putting it in my inventory right now.
Okay, good.
It's officially on
Well,
my
I
character
guess we
sheet.
don't really have much choice. We got to go do this thing. Are we out
Can-
of earshot
he
of
has
this
to
ranger?
be-
Can he still hear us?
He
If
has
you
to be
guys want to
alive,
move
right?
out of earshot, you can.
I got questions
Okay.
for him.
Because I'm
He
like,
has to
what
be
is the
alive?
story with these rangers? They can't do their own work? I mean, come on.
Can we? Wait, he has to be. Can he be? Does he have to be unhurt, or can we like kill him a little bit if you're? Well, not like kill him a little
He'd
bit.
just be mostly dead.
Mostly
He's
dead.
not
Like,
dead. He's
maim
not of
him.
use
Can
to
we-
you, but he's
Can we
mostly
maim
dead.
him?
It would
Yeah.
be hard to catch him without hurting him a little.
That's right.
Okay.
We want his morale down, like
So
below
we want
half.
him to we want to
Subdue
hurt him a little bit, but not too much.
Is there a concept in this game concerning incapacitation without killing?
Yes, there is, Pine Leaf.
Okay.
Do we know what that is?
I got this. I'm totally on it. I'm
You
going.
know what that is.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right,
All right.
let's do it.
Do we know where we're going, or do we have to worry about that first?
Yes,
said
you
south.
guys are just heading across the way,
Okay.
across the stream,
Okay.
and
Yeah, he's
you
like
make your
next to
way
Rangers with this
close
guy.
enough to where you can see that this guy only has two bodyguards defending him. There are two brigands, both with swords. They're more heavily armored than anything you've faced already, but that's kind of a given since you've only fought goblins and spiders and things
Is he?
like that.
And they're close to him, right? They're like standing, like kind of next to him.
It would
correct.
be almost impossible to pull in
Any of them
one of
without
them.
all
You'd
of
have to pull all of them. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to get rough and rowdy.
All right, everyone, roll initiative.
Okay.
Glad that we snuck up on them and decided to give it a go.
Lol.
Everybody roll
Nice,
in.
Terry.
Hold on. What's the modifier? Oh, okay.
Okay, I can do this.
All
Plus
right.
agility? It's
Yeah.
agility? Is the
Yeah,
modifier?
agility.
Because it's how fast you can react to a situation.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
got it. Oh, yeah. I'm reacting so fast, it's ridiculous. I mean,
Crap.
you're
Hang
just
on,
gonna
let
be
me add my
blown,
agility to my roll.
blown
Let me add my
away
agility.
by my. Yeah,
There,
yeah.
agility added.
Okay, okay.
Me too!
Alright, since Arthur replied first, he's going to go first out of the two of you. Okay. So, Terry, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Well, obviously this is a situation that needs to be handled by a champion. So I'm going to charge straight at the first bodyguard, whichever bodyguard is closest to me, and swing at him with my
Okay.
sword.
Alright, so you
Super
go right
helpful if
after
I
him.
didn't keep losing where that window was.
Okay, that is not enough to attack. Finally, your turn.
Very well.
Yeah, so I keep going.
I will.
You just keep running past them.
Keep
I
running.
will
There's
ambush
another
the-
player with lag, is what they say.
I will ambush.
Rubber banding.
I will ambush the nearest guard.
Okay.
Right, and well, let's see if I can. Let's
Those are
see.
real
My
dice.
ambush roll is. Actually, I better double check that. Ambush is is 7, so that is just a normal hit then,
Okay.
and damage is 5.
Alright, so you are able to do a good amount of damage to him.
All right, now I will do my regular attack,
Okay.
and the javelin flies right by him.
Alright. Carve, your turn.
Alright, well, now that I see that Pine Leaf has picked a guard to pick on, I'm going to take said guard and I'm going to finish him off since he's already damaged. I rush in and standard protocol, except that I'm going to smash him with the axe right in the face.
Alright. Okay, that is enough to hit, and you get him close to death. Describe how. You have not killed him, but he's close.
I just smashed the axe in his face. I'm sure he's probably got some cosmetic rearrangement going on. I would speculate he had enough of a beard to completely keep me from severing all bits and pieces of him.
Well, he did have a sword he probably deflected with.
Ah, so I just hit it
A
here on
bit.
the side of the face. I gotcha. Okay. A bit. I've got it.
Alright, Arithard. Okay, that is enough to hit and kill. Describe how.
I'm not going to go for the near one. I'm going to go for the further one, if that's all right.
Okay, so you're going for
See, the one's
other...
not exactly hurting anybody at this
He's not doing
Pretty
well.
close to dead.
Okay, so you bring him down quite a bit, but he's still very much alive.
Okay, so basically, as per usual, I take my shield and I frisbee sling throw it at the goblins, the guys, not goblins, a brigand this time, so it's a human being, so I have to aim a little higher. So I hit him more like stomachy, chesty area, which is why I didn't finish him off. I'm used to goblin. Used to goblin head throw. And I'm also going to use my "This is your ward" skill, which I can I can't change in the middle of combat. Basically, when I act in defense of my ward, I roll 2d6 plus heart and then gain points of will. And then
Alright,
I can
and who do you
use
want
that
your
will
ward to
turn
be?
bad to roll. I'm gonna
What?
make it be Maven because she's
Okay.
the healer.
Sounds good. Alright, and speaking of May, it's your turn.
So where are we at now? We've got. We're just been concentrating
There
on this one
is
guard, right?
one that's heavily damaged, one that's about half damaged, and then there's Dirk, who's still very much alive because he hasn't been
Right,
touched.
who's probably standing there not doing anything. I guess I'm going to need to go after the one. I'm going to sing a song to the one that's half damaged. And let's see, hold on, let me just get this for you here. So D4 is my damage, right? I can't find that anyplace. I can't remember. Is it D4 I roll for damage? As the
Yeah,
minstrel?
it's a D4.
Okay. Okay. Oop. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. So there's my numbers.
All right, that is you're attacking the damaged one.
I'm attacking the second guy, not the one that's almost all the way down. The other one.
Okay, that
You
is
said he was
just
half
enough to hit, and you bring him down a ways more
This guy's not dying,
with
is
your lovely song. All right, and so the two defenders have been pretty heavily damaged, and they're not able to hit any of you. But Dirk does come in, and he goes for Pine Leaf, and is able to hit because he rolled really well, and actually does 4 points of damage to you, Pine Leaf.
Ouch. That's 4 points of morale damage, right? Or armor.
If that's what Pine Leaf wants to take it out of.
Morale.
Depends on how Pine distributes that.
All right.
Just
So it is now back up at the top. Terry, your turn.
So I used the momentum from running past him to swing around and come running back in.
You were just getting a really good running start.
Yeah. I didn't have enough room to actually get a decent start the first time.
So at this point, are you just kind of holding your sword out and running and hoping it slices through something? And
There you go.
And which one
There
are you
you go.
attacking, Terry?
that works.
The one that I was aiming at the first time, so probably
Alright,
the
it
more
is
heavily
killed.
damaged one.
You killed him!
So I come back in time to deliver the killing blow. Swoop!
We
And
beat him.
probably keep going the opposite, because that worked that time, so I'm going to keep going. And I'll
We-
loop back
Bye-bye.
around.
There you go. We tendered him up for you. We roughed him up.
So you're doing like practice mounted combat right now. is
Instead
basically
of,
what's going on.
instead of a drive-by shooting, it's a run-by slicing.
Uh-huh.
All right, Pine Leaf, you're up.
All right, what do we have left?
You have a defender who's heavily damaged, and Dirk, who has been untouched and has successfully damaged you.
Okay, so it's Dirk who hurt me,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the only one near me, or is the other guy?
They're both basically the same distance from you.
They're about the same distance from me. All right, I'll close in on the guy that is on the guy that's near death, and I will try to
Okay.
jab him with my javelin.
Go for it.
All right, and that is okay. That's pretty good. That's 19.
All right, you definitely hit it.
Okay, and damage then is. Let's see. All right, that'll be 5 damage.
All right, killed. Describe how.
Javelin through the heart.
Who's to blame?
All right, Carve, your turn.
Alright, so I set my defensive ward upon Pine Leaf because I want to make sure that she makes it through the fight without any further incident. I yell Dirk and I insult things about his beard and I make it say he looks like an adolescent dwarf lady. And then I run forth, shield in a defensive position with my axe, aiming right for his side because he was taken aback by my clever wit, calling him a adolescent dwarf girl.
All right, that is actually not enough to hit him.
Well, he certainly felt the impact of my rapier-like wit.
Fair enough. You were obnoxiously close. All right, so it is now Arethird's turn.
There,
And not enough to
there.
hit.
He's not mounted.
Oh my
But
He's
goodness.
muted.
I can taunt him, right?
Yes, you can taunt him.
All right, I'll do that. Yell. Other things.
Okay.
So that means if he taunts him, that means that his attention, Urk's attention is now on Aerother, right?
Right.
Assuming he rolls and is able to taunt him, yeah.
I forget, what do I have to roll
Okay.
for a taunt?
A d20 plus your taunt modifier.
Oh yeah. Hang on, let me roll my taunt modifier. Aha. Yeah. Maybe.
All right, that's enough. You got Dirk's attention.
That's attention. Okay, so I'm keeping in mind the fact that we need this guy alive. So I'm thinking that what my contribution to this would be to mez him. Although I don't see a way to do that. I mean, I can mez him, but I don't see a way. I don't know what to roll. I mean, I can roll, but just roll like I usually
roll
do.
a d20.
Okay, all right.
Just roll
So
a d20 and see if you can mez him.
here's my d20.
Okay, let me roll against you and see what he gets.
Because hopefully that'll give my compatriots some time to get in and grab him and demobilize him, immobilize him.
Okay, well, that was his roll. So you definitely were able to kind of mez him with this just soothing song, and he just kind of gets just kind of stunned and
Cool.
starts to almost
There's
like
a soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball.
Little ball of fur.
Except if it's like a damaging song, it'd be like soft, Balrog warm, Balrog little ball of fire.
burning ball of terror.
Cool.
All right.
So he's mez, dudes. Go for him.
He's mez.
Get him. Get that body bag out.
So Terry, if you want to get the body bag out, you can.
What about Pine Leaf? Is Pine Leaf in this? Oh, no, Pine Leaf's
Well,
out.
Terry's
So
next.
we knocked him out.
Yeah, he's mezzed. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently,
So-
kind of that doesn't like to do anything with the body bag, it would seem.
So I'm gonna try and keep it out of Pine Leaf's vision as much as possible. Body bag out, stuff him into it.
PTSD.
All right, let's just roll a standard d20 to see if you can capture.
See if we
Really?
can bag him.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh.
All right, that is enough. He is in the body bag, and I guess you guys are ready to return back to Saturday.
Let's say, is he still conscious or is he just masked? Because I'm guessing the act of putting a stinky bag over him would have been very much like a smelling salt kind of move to him.
Probably so much
we
in
should
shock.
probably
that-
take some kind of a heavy object and smack him over the head with it. Just
You
hard
can smack him
enough
with a
to knock
shield
him
or
out.
something, yeah.
That seems like a good plan. I'm just saying.
And then we're going to have this dead weight that we all have to pull behind us.
All right, so Carve smacks him with the shield, and I'll just let you do that. And he is knocked out in the body bag.
Well, I say
Okay.
with that young muscles over there, Aerother, lug him back.
Okay.
Mr. Athleticism, super brawny young kid.
Sure.
He's got more muscles than he knows what to do with. He probably has muscles in his earlobes.
You could also just drag him back.
We'll just drag him.
Carry him back.
Don't we have a cart?
Sling him over.
No, we only have one shield. That's right. Never mind.
And sling him over my back.
Yeah, we'll just fling him
Okay.
my hair.
And were we able to confiscate any of his stuff or any of his dude stuff?
Ooh,
Yes.
we didn't look,
you
did we?
Were able to get some shields and swords and things like that, and you would be able
any
to
money?
sell them. And they would sell for a total of about 30 copper back at the shop.
What if I didn't want to sell one of the shields and I wanted to use it?
Then you'd have a worse shield.
What if I wanted to dual wield shields?
You could do that, I guess, if that's really your goal.
It's now my goal.
Fair enough. If you want to do that, you can, Arthur.
Will do. I'm dual wielding shields, one in each arm, and ain't nothing touching me.
All right.
It's not as good
Fair
as
enough. And
This is weird.
Yep.
it is weird, finally. I agree.
So we're back
you
at
have picked
Ceridan's
some
cabin?
strange members.
I know.
So, Arthur, do an athletics check just to see if you can really carry it all.
Pine Leaf's going to really regret that turning down that promotion.
An athletics,
You
an
got it.
athletics check.
Well, if he needs help, I'll carry some stuff.
All right, you are able to make it back without Carve's help. So, there you go. All right, so you
Okay.
guys make it back to Sardane's house, and he actually had the door open because he didn't expect you guys to be gone very long, and you were able
Did he expect
to.
us back? He may not have expected us back. You know how people in Middle Earth often will say, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you back."
Like Radagast.
What do you
Yeah.
want? What do you mean? I'm just doing
You
the
come
quest
back
you
and he
told me
just
to
says,
do.
"What do you want?" Like in Lotro. That's
Yes.
standard.
They tell you to
Stop
talk to the
bothering me.
person, or they tell you to talk to the person next to them, and then you turn around and talk to them again, and you're like, "Oh, you surprised me."
Good to see you.
Stop
Okay.
me. Sorry.
Hi, Saradan. Here we're back with Mr. Hawthorne for you.
I'm impressed. How were you able to capture him?
You beat him up.
And put a stinky bag over his head that did the
We
rest.
mesmerized him.
Yeah,
We have a stinky bag of power.
and we have mad taunting smack talk skills.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very
Sleepy
impressed.
Balrog,
And
yo.
if you could just set him down over there, I will get to him after you depart.
Does he have like a stack of people in bags?
Don't.
We take him
Put him
out of
over,
the bag.
put him over with the other body bags.
We're
Now we're
keeping
going to
the
lose our
bag.
body bag, by the way.
No, we need to
Don't
keep
forget
this
it.
bag. Dump him out of the bag. We're keeping this bag.
Okay.
This bag is handy as heck.
A lucky body bag. You know
It's like
that.
a magic body bag.
That's a
All
body
right, so you
bag of
guys
holding.
dump out of the body bag, and Sardane's kind of sad that he wasn't able to have another body bag to his collection. And
The most boring thing ever.
you guys walk into the house and kind of sit down, and he even offers you guys a meal. Do you guys want to have a meal and drinks with Sardane?
With the guy who collects body bags?
Sure. Well, he's a.
And
But
his-
Arthur, he's a
his,
ranger. This should be exciting for you. You're looking for your
True.
dad. Here's a
True.
ranger.
I'm gonna talk to him and be like,
yes,
yo,
with his goatee that's ahead of its time.
And I would like to find out
He's
if he
a
knows
trend-
anything about Gandalf.
Trend-setting beards.
there you go.
All right, so you guys sit down for dinner, and you have a nice boar dinner with some herbs and things like that that have been found on landscape for May if she wants them. And
Great.
you guys are able to talk through dinner about your adventure so far, and you explain to him how you found the helmet, I'm assuming.
Which they wouldn't let
Right.
me sell for beer money.
Right.
They
And
wouldn't let you
hopefully,
sell
Nope.
for beer.
hopefully, he's,
Sad.
hopefully he's serving beer to Terry, because otherwise she just would be so unhappy.
And so Saradane actually asked to see the helmet.
Who's got the helmet?
We're just gonna pretend Carve does.
There.
We'll pretend Carve does. So Carve hands it over. And the ranger looks it over. He looks at the symbols and thinks about what's been going on recently in Middle Earth and if he knows anything about what is actually going on. And he recognizes the symbol. It's actually a symbol of the former Rudour factions, the former Rudour tribes. And it's very similar to that symbol, but it's a little bit different because it has a broken crown now instead of the complete one, but it has the 7 stars surrounding the central crown. And what he's able to deduce, he's not for sure that this is the case, is that the tribes of Rudour have heard of a rumor that there's a witch king in Angmar that is bringing things back, and so there's this great shadow that's returning the lands, trying to return the lands back to Shadow. And he assumes that Rudour is involved with this, the tribes that remained from the old Rudour. And so since there's 7 stars, he assumes that there's 7 tribes still that are in Middle Earth trying to unite and serve Angmar.
I think he's reading way too much into a helmet.
I was like, man.
Do you want to
Whether
say
that
that
or-
to him?
He's had a lot on his mind lately, so, you know.
Either that.
Yes, I will say that to him. You were thinking way too much about a helmet. It's just a helmet. Can we sell it for beer money now?
What?
As you say that, Saradane pulls out a cloak that he found. and it has
Oh.
the same symbol, same color pattern, same everything except for it's a cloak instead of a helm.
Where did you
It's like,
find
great,
this,
more stuff to
Mr.
sell for beer
Sardan?
money.
Exactly.
Wait a second,
stuff to
Terry.
sell for beer money.
Hold. I'll give you some coppers for beer. Okay. I would like to know where this other cloak came from, because
Yes.
if there's more of this particular sect going on, that's going to mess up trade routes, and that's going to drive copper and other ore prices down. So let's talk about some information gathering here.
I don't know where the actual camp that these came from, but I was able to find a corpse in the Barrow Downs that contained on the body this cloak.
Well, what a coincidence. We found this helmet on a corpse too, so maybe it doesn't mean anything.
Well, let's see here. We found
Maybe
this
all these
corpse
people are dead.
somewhere. They were dead. They were alive, and they came from the. Let's see. I always get my directions mixed up when I'm not rolling. Let's see. North, south,
East.
east, and west. So they came from the east side of Bree. So we saw the Midgewater Marshes, and to the south and slightly to the east are the Barrow Downs. Actually, the Downs are to the west, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
The camp must be south.
All right.
The camp must be south. Well, but why
What?
were the goblins concerned about this?
Why were the goblins concerned about this?
Yeah, because the goblin looked like he was troubled by the helmet.
So Sardane's not sure why the goblins were looking at it, aside from maybe that they were just really interested in the helmet and hadn't ever seen
Maybe
anything
they were
like
trying
this
to figure out
before.
how much money they could get by selling it.
And
They're
that
probably thinking
too.
about beer money,
There's a
too.
good chance of that.
Maybe, yeah. Goblins are like, hey, look, something for beer money.
So the helmet we find to the to the southeast, and the cape is found in the cloak is found in the Barrow Downs
Which is southwest.
with the southwest, which is a little bit. Well, that's why you're saying that the camp's on the south. What's a little worrisome in the sense of, do you think these guys could have like infiltrated Bree?
Mm.
It's possible.
Of course, we can't
We
go back into Bree, so it's like we don't really want to even know that because we can't go back into Bree. Well, Pineleaf could. Pineleaf could go into Bree.
Pineleaf can save Bree all by herself. I have faith in her. Awesome rabbit.
Oh
It
boy!
definitely sounds there's some significant risk to the south of Bree. And it even sounds so much so
Sardane could
this.
tell from the tracks that it looked like that it came from the Midgewater Marshes area, actually.
Again, we
unable
have to go
to
back
follow.
there. Well, wait
See,
a minute.
it seems like there's
I
some
think-
unwholesome elements flowing in from the lowlands.
Maybe
Yeah.
just a thunk. Sardan, is there anything else you can tell us about strange things you've seen lately relating to this or other strange things?
Well, there are rumors of another camp to the North Downs, where some rangers have spotted some strange men with armor. It's not too far to assume that it would be similar to this.
Is it strange men with armor or men with strange armor?
In the north and to the North
Yes.
Downs.
Men
the
with
north of
strange
the
armor
Downs.
in the North Downs.
Okay.
Strange.
Is it men with strange armor or strange men with armor?
They're strange.
They were stranger danger with armor, yes. There you go.
Okay, they were strange men with normal armor.
Mhm. Other than that, I'm not really sure what to make of
Speaking of
this
other
armor.
rangers, have you seen me old Pappy?
That's the weirdest
I'm
way
sorry,
you could
I'm not
possibly
familiar
ask
with
that.
who is Meal Pappy? I've never heard that. That doesn't sound like a ranger name.
So, no, it's not his
Alright.
name, but you don't call your dad by his name.
Well, how is Sardan going to know who your father is if you don't tell him his name?
Yeah.
Okay, if you remember,
Leland.
Arether, I put in the chat what you
Leland,
remember
yes.
your father's alias was.
Yes. Well, it's not his alias. He's not a prisoner.
Well, he could
Could be
You
a-
actually were never able to find your father's real name.
Well, this is just the name that everyone ever knows him by, and that's the name that he knew him by, and that's the name my mom called him when he stopped by to visit, and it's the name that everyone else in the world knew him by. So I'm just hunching. If that's a verb. I'm verbing hunch. I'm hunching that that's
So your mom called him the old pappy?
no.
So are you gonna ask Sheridan about this guy, or are we just
Yeah.
gonna lose this opportunity here? Okay.
No, I just did. This sort of is happening all together at once. Me, old pappy, and then I had a long, wistful pause, and then I said suspensefully, Lelandir.
All right. So, are you going to ask Saturday?
Yes. He just did.
I'm just kidding.
Total face bomb. That's amazing. It's so much more
Yes.
effective when you can see it. It's like, oh.
Face bomb.
Yes.
I have heard of Alandir before. I'm not too familiar with him.
This guy is he's so pompous. Golly.
He's like channeling this very Kirkian kind of
Tell
pause
me more.
structure.
I guess that's what
Tell me
happens
more.
when you
That's
live
what
out
happens
by yourself in
when
a cabin.
That's
How
what
did that
happens
make-
when a ranger's hair falls out.
And
he's
how
not
did
used to
that
talking
Put
to
a ring.
people.
And he's wielding a goatee.
So the moral of this story, guys, is don't go bald.
And don't wear beards that are in the next age.
So you've
That's the
heard of
moral
him.
of the story.
You've heard of him.
So,
How about
And
anything recently?
I have heard rumors that he was on a routine patrol to the north. And
Aha.
they assumed that he came back, but apparently he must not have if he has not made contact with you again.
Nobody just assumes someone comes back. Like, I mean, he signed in, so I guess he's back.
can I ask a question?
Sarah Dan, you're
Do you
welcome
know
to me.
Gandalf the Wizard? I seek Gandalf the Wizard. Do you know of him? And do you have
I
any
have
news
met
of him
Gandalf,
recently?
and he informed me that there is something he has to attend to that will take him far, far towards the lands of near the Misty Mountains.
So basically, this guy has no good news for anybody. I can't sell the helmet for beer. He hasn't seen Earth's dad. He hasn't seen Gandalf. What a downer.
News?
He's a ranger
So-
in Breland. He doesn't. There's not much that goes on there. He's just.
That's
trying-
true.
There's
So
not much that
Gandalf's
goes on
gone
there.
east, in other
he
words.
just had Black
So we've
Riders
got-
ride 2 miles from him. That's not
But
news.
aside from that, that's like the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
His
in
whole
this-
entire
Aside from
life.
the most
Yeah.
exciting thing that's happened in an age, nothing's happened. Good point.
So we have Arether's father last heard from to the
In the
north, and the guy I'm looking for is going east quite a distance.
Yes.
I suggest.
So anybody, you know,
And the helmet
For your
points
father.
to-
I suggest, Arthur, to look for your father in the North Downs. There's a ranger encampment there, and that's where I heard from them about
I
your
hear it's a
father. and where
well-hidden
So he
he's gone.
talks
Ranger
more than
encampment.
you, basically.
we may have a problem finding it because I understand it's very well hidden.
Yes.
It's been a long time since I've been up that way, but it does like to remain hidden. But there is a small trail that can lead you there.
Basically, we just look
Right.
for the giant road in the middle of no other roads
Right.
and follow that to its
And then if we don't want to
destination.
go through that side, we can always go through the back side where there's no wall or gate. So that's cool.
Oh,
Yes.
You can ask for Minkum up there, and he will know
Minkum?
more about your father.
Minkum
I thought
knows more.
Minkum was at a camp. Mink is at a camp almost a foremost. Oh, I'm not supposed to know that, am I? Okay.
Well,
That's
keep in
player
mind
knowledge.
that
That's not character.
rangers do move around in this world. They're not local.
So it
Touche.
sounds like we're
I
gonna
actually
have
haven't
to
written
head-
down that I planned him to travel there, so I'm not just making that up on the spot.
Okay, and he's got that little green web under his feet, right? And he travels from his little camp to
Mhm.
to ranger encampment. Okay. So ranger encampment in the North Downs, well, that's worth going for. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Let's do
and
that.
Carve, there might be some
Let's see
business
if
there for
any
you.
other rangers are as unhelpful. I mean, non-talkative. I
And
mean,
Terry, there's bound to be beer, but Pineleaf, I'm not sure what Pineleaf's motivation would be to go with us to the North
I
Downs,
hear
other
there's
than the
lots of
fact that she just
goblins up there.
likes us. Aha!
Oh, motivation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are.
So-
Okay.
I'm still wondering about this helmet, despite some people
Ah.
not caring.
Okay, I can give Pineleaf motivation, maybe. I don't know. I could do like I feel like my job has been delegated to be motivate Pineleaf. So we've got a helmet. Just to recap, we've got a helmet here that's from this long backstory that I mostly missed because I wasn't paying attention. But we got to go find more
my
of them
lad,
on
Rudaurin.
living people instead of dead people. I'm assuming. And to do that, we know that the one thing came from down this way and the one thing came from down that way, so we're going to go that way because that's where the camp is. But we're going to go that way because that's where we hear that another camp of these people living with these things on them is, because so far we've only found dead people. And apparently once they cross the equator line to Bree, they die. So we want to find living ones, so we're going to go north. And we'll go north, we'll find living people with these symbols of stars and crowns and broken stuff on helmets or other strange armor or normal armor. And there will be goblins up there, and it'll be great because you'll be protecting Bree from even longer distance than normal. It's like your ambush major mega up. Like meta ambush is going to happen. You're going to go long distance from Bree
We're
to
thinking ahead. We're
north
stopping the
along the
invasion
green.
before
Yeah.
it starts. Even
We're going to
Is
stop
anybody
things
in
at the
this
bottleneck.
group comprehensible?
Nope.
Not it.
Nope. That's as good as you get.
Pineleaf, I will say
So-
this: I have
There's goblins
heard, based on my travels, that the town of Trestlebridge, which is to the north of Bree, being the line of defense between the North Downs and the Bree area, has been experiencing a higher than usual orc and goblin activity. It would behoove us if this Rudaurin presence, this evil of old, is starting to develop in the North Downs. We might want to
Proper
investigate
word right there.
what kind of influence these Rudaurin miscreants may be having on the orc and or goblin populations that threaten Trestlebridge.
Very well. Let's
That's
head
what I
to
said.
Trestle Bridge.
More or
All
less.
right. When you guys gave your backstory, did you tell him how you got out of Bree?
No.
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 Okay.
We kind of glossed
wasn't
over
that
that. We just
We
kind of
just kind of left Bree.
we passed through Bree. We said.
We've been friends for a long time.
3 weeks.
We being me and Terry, because then it's not a lie.
Right. That's true. That's true.
That's just how you define it.
Yeah. Depends on what you mean by we.
All right, so you guys finish up your meal, and this is actually near the end of the day. So if you wanted, you could stay overnight at Sardane's, or you could.
Oh, he's
Go
letting us
camp
stay
out, or-
overnight at his place.
Wait,
If
Or is-
we're
wait,
going to be
wait.
taking a long journey up towards the North Downs and beyond, would it be smart to, say, cruise on up to Hangstachers and perhaps acquire some traveling horses or ponies, as the case may be?
I will also say, collects body bags.
I know. I'm not sure I want to sleep in the. I don't know. Near the body bags.
I agree
All
with
I
right.
kind of
Car's
vote
idea.
for. I
So
think
you
I like
guys
Car's
are
idea
willing to
too.
go up to Incaster? Okay. You can easily do that before nightfall.
And we'll,
Okay,
we'll
good.
fringe upon the horse master there, whose name escapes me, for maybe some lodging for the evening.
Now, can we
Alright.
get horses yet?
You're level 2. You can get horses.
Yeah, I think we
Everyone
should
who's
get
been
horses.
playing Lojo for a long time listening to this is like, you spoiled people. I remember when.
You couldn't get a horse until you had 5 gold and you were level 35.
Basically.
That
But
is-
you
Alright,
do-
so Connor, do a travel check.
But you do need 350 silver for a horse still, right? Or is it 500?
No, it's 500.
500? We don't
You
have
might
that.
be able to barter with the NPC.
It's 500 for the first horse, and then he lowers his prices for every other horse.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but
Because you can barter with NPCs in this game. Depends on how well you guys roll.
Not that I've bought a horse in a while.
we're doing travel checks. We said.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
What's
Carve, you're doing
travel?
a travel check.
Oh, you're doing
Alright.
travel check.
We're rolling.
Travels for all of us.
Oh man, Carve is literally on a roll. We got Hank
Oh my
Stacers.
god.
We got
Whoa.
Hank Stacers.
We
So
just
you
milestone
get there
there.
so fast that you think that you already
Yeah,
have
pretty much.
horses. I mean, you're just like
Do we
booking
get-
it. You
do
think
we get-
horses might even slow you down. I mean, it's like you are moving
Do we
fast.
get there with enough style to impress the horse guy?
You do. He is
Cool.
thoroughly
Exactly.
impressed by just how expertly you're just walking around the place like true heroes. You're just walking around like
Man, we
these,
walk
these
like
amazing people,
champions, especially Terry.
like champions.
And Guardians.
All right. So he walks up to you guys and he's like, "Would you guys want a horse?"
No, we came up here looking
This
for
is
goats.
northeast. This is northwestern Europe, not northeastern America.
This is the Bronx.
Yeah.
So here, you want to talk to me about a horse? No, it's
So you guys haven't answered him.
yes, absolutely. Good
Yes.
stuff.
Sure. And also.
All right, we got all sorts of great horses over here. We got some Roscabel rabbits, a whole sled of them, only 999 gold.
Yeah, I'll pass. What do you got in the manner of more traditional four-footed equine type critters?
Well, we've
And a
got
pony
some
for the
very,
dwarf.
very slow starving horses for just 1 silver piece.
Anything else?
Not in your price range.
You
One
sure?
silver piece. 1 silver. What did we decide? It was like 99 copper, then converts into 1 silver?
Yep.
Was that our rate?
100 copper is 1 silver.
Isn't it 1,000 coppers, 1 silver, or is it 100?
No, it's
100.
just
I thought it was
100
1,000 silver, I think, which makes it gold.
it's 1,000 silver to make a gold.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Well, I've got a silver in copper.
Okay, but
I can-
do we want slow, raggedy horses that are about to die on us? Is that the best you can do?
That's pretty much the best he can do for your price range.
Can we use like a barter thing? I've got some.
You
I've got some.
Try to barter with him.
You said we could barter with
Get
NPCs.
herbs.
I'm doing my best
You
to
can.
roleplay here. All
I
right.
just don't know what you have to barter with.
We've
Don't
been
we have,
selling
like,
everything we pick up, pretty much.
Yeah.
Weapons
Well,
and
you know,
stuff?
the dwarf
Yeah,
doesn't
sure.
need an actual horse. He just needs a pony. So maybe half a silver for that.
And I mean, we could do a group deal. There's 5 of us, right?
Couldn't he ride on the back of somebody else's horse?
There's
Like,
5.
you know.
True.
If we've got 5 of us here, instead of saying like you get 5 silver for 5 measly horses, you could give us like 4 pretty good horses, and the dwarf and hobbit can share one because they're smaller, and we get good horses for say 10 silver.
Or we get 3 horses, and the hobbit and the dwarf double up with 2 other people, like like the man and the woman.
All right, it's a deal. I'll give you 3 horses that go a decent speed.
How about the man and the elf?
How about
I knew you were going to say that.
And
Well,
so,
I think for story
you
pur-
guys-
Take the hobbit.
going out of character for story purposes, we should have Carve and me on a horse and Pine Leaf and Terry on a horse. That'd be
Well,
great. Okay.
that's what I was thinking. I can't
Yeah.
imagine Pine Leaf like wanting to ride a horse with Terry.
Oh, that's true, because she's not really
Yeah,
that fond of
that's,
Terry. So
yeah, it'd
I'll
probably
take-
be
I will
the elf
take
that
Pine
he'd
Leaf.
right, end up riding
Yeah.
with.
Horses.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Oh, my dear.
No problem. Okay, so that means we have to how much money are we spending on this?
You guys are
What did we-
spending 10 silver.
So it's 2 silver each, right?
Yeah.
I'm still not
Silver
satisfied
each?
with this.
Okay.
I wish we would let him give. I wish we would have let him consider my offer before we lowered it to 3 horses. But too late now.
Well, I was suggesting, I wasn't actually
Yeah.
offering, but
Well, Too late.
Okay. So we
What
all
we should-
just spent all that money
What we
on
should have done was
horses.
walk away out of earshot of the guy and had the conversation, but oh well.
You
Yeah.
really should have.
Really should.
All right, brash and impulsive youth. You have now spent all of our money, and we have 3 horses between the 5 of us.
Your money.
Yeah, you guys are. If you thought you had any money left because you thought you did accurate math, you were wrong. This guy swindled you. And so he takes all your guys' money that you've earned so far.
What?
Of it. Well, apparently we just
I
got
call cheating.
we just got
Yeah,
swindled.
but to get normal horses for that price is still a really good deal. So you guys are probably okay with it.
But we didn't get 5
I'm not
normal
okay
horses.
with it.
I'm not okay with this at all.
Okay. Well, what do you want
How
to
do
do?
you think I feel? I've got to ride on the back of
We
somebody else's horse.
haggled the price, and he's not going to reach into our pockets after we've haggled the price with him and given him money, unless he outright steals from us. I mean, you could say he robs us in our sleep, and that's something different. But to say he swindled us and somehow takes more of our money than we thought is just bizarre.
Well, see, what you forgot to
Hold
take
up.
into
What?
account is
Stretcher is not bizarre.
Say again?
after we decided on a price of 10 silver, he then goes, well, you've got to make sure you pay for the license and registration on these horses. And of course, there's the reshoeing tax, and you got to understand that when you're dealing with reshoeing, that's a full copper charge per hoof, right? So once all that added up, what we thought was 10 silver actually ended up being like 12 and some change. So that taps
everything
me
we
right
had.
out. Yeah, everything we had.
And Southern Belle in the chat does say that you could actually, or no, it's actually Admis Star 5 says you could just beat him up.
It's true, we could.
No.
Yeah, but then
I'm
there's
in
the
favor
whole...
of this option because that's my beer money.
Well, considering that this is the main horse trader for this entire region, we kick his
Right.
butt. Somebody who knows him is going to know, and there's going to be people that are going to come after us, as if we aren't in enough trouble with Bree as it is.
Plus, Carp, you do business in this region, right? So you don't want to get a black
I
eye,
know,
so to
I
speak,
know that people know this guy is a shyster, but I also know that he's got a lot of business contacts that we're going to need later, especially if we're heading up towards Trestle Bridge.
All right. Well, Pine Leaf, why don't you and I just take off, and they can catch up with us.
Right.
I see how you guys are.
I'll sing you a song
And-
while we.
While you guys are finishing up talking, there's actually a messenger that comes up the road.
Oh my.
And
look at the time!
he comes up and is
he
actually looking
says-
for you guys. And
Uh-oh.
he says that he's
Possibly
from.
wrong.
He says that he's actually from the Ranger Saturday.
Oh,
Okay.
so he has a
Wait,
message from
wait,
Sheridan
wait.
for us.
He wants to tell us something?
He wants to tell you something.
Well, he can do it as long as we're not face to face with him. See, if we're like
Yeah.
with him,
Well,
then he can't talk.
He's shy.
He had time to write it down this go round. He could think about it and take some notes and,
Okay.
and write some
So
drafts.
how do we
and
get
It's going to
this
be like 5 words.
information from the messenger? I mean, is the messenger just going to voluntarily tell us what the
The
message is?
messenger just hands you a letter and runs off. He really is just a messenger.
He literally learned from
Okay.
Sarah how to talk.
Is the
Yeah.
messenger
Okay, so
on
Eric,
it?
you have the letter.
Like a
You're going to
Hobbit
open the
club.
letter, Eric.
I'm the person who can read, apparently. Let's do this. What do I read?
All right. So the letter says a bunch of stuff. How he was, glad to find out that you're going to go and help with this matter in the broader Middle Earth and learn what's going on. And he also says that he learned of what happened in Bree.
Yeah. That's all he says?
Wait, what about what
And-
happened in Bree?
Oh, what happened in Bree? Oh, you mean like what happened to us
He
in Bree?
put two
Oh,
and two
that's
together
what happened in Bree.
and
Like,
figured
what
out
happened
who
in
you
Bree?
guys were.
Ah.
And he
And-
says in the letter not to worry, although he puts that after you guys start worrying. And he says, I'll take care of it. I'll write a letter back
Awesome.
there and tell them that you are actually working for the good of Middle Earth.
So we can actually go back into Bree
Oh,
now.
Yeah, and
great.
they're gonna
Because
trust
the
this guy.
Freelanders are so tight with the
He didn't
Rangers
by any
right
chance.
now.
He didn't by any chance put it like 10 silver into that message, did he? Was there like any
So,
coinage
Probably
inside the
bribed some
envelope?
people
Bree,
to get
at
this
this
to happen.
point, until his letter gets to Bree, can do whatever we want, because
Well, we're going north anyway, so it's
Bree,
okay.
right? But we could beat this guy up and get some of our money back, and then his letter will get to Bree. And say, you guys are working for the good of Middle Earth.
I'm not advocating that we directly beat
Well, you
him
mean
up.
if we
but the
beat this
idea-
guy up, you figure Serenad's letter is going to cover this as well as everything else, right? So this would like get included in our
Sure.
pardon.
I would say that this is not necessarily a time where looking the other way and maybe not, leaving him with all of our money is not a bad idea.
I'm not saying
I'm not
we
saying we
should
should
beat him up.
hurt him, but we
I'm
should.
also not saying we shouldn't. I'm also
We don't want to turn into
suggesting
brigands.
we mildly threaten him.
You know
with
what?
the
Maybe
fact
you
that
guys
we
should
beat him
leave
up.
this one to me, and I'll smack him around a little bit.
We should just let
Should
Terry
we,
do her
we'll
thing.
leave early. Let's
Sure.
ride away and leave
Sure,
Terry
it's
Head
on
on
our
behind.
back.
down the road, and I'll
Okay.
deal with it. And I'll
Let's
just
do
Because I know
that.
Pine Leaf,
I'll go through
Pine
those
Leaf
a little bit
definitely
and get some money
should
back.
not be involved in any
Let's do that.
brigand
Let's let
type
Terry
behavior.
do her thing. Terry can be the thing.
Because
Terry
if anything is a situation that can be solved with violence, this definitely qualifies.
And then this gives us plausible deniability also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
We didn't
He
know
was
this.
probably drunk
champion.
off something.
Drunk in
We
the
don't know.
What
We left,
lovely
he was behind
architecture.
us. I don't know. And then Terry showed up, and we don't know where she was. But
And
then
she happened to
rejoined
have
us.
money with her, which was really sweet of her.
Yeah.
We let her have a
Uh-huh.
little bit extra for beer money. A little bit more than her share.
Well, I need my beer money. The guy took my beer money. We're gonna have a conversation about this.
So while
Back,
the others,
back behind the horse stables.
I think I will linger just in case Terry bites off more than she chews. Because I'm not happy with this guy either. No dwarf likes to be cheated.
Where is everybody right now?
Well, everyone but Terry walked
I'm on the
off. It's-
horse.
What
I'm actually getting to know the horse.
could smell like.
Because I'll be able to ride the horse with no bridle or saddle.
Prax in the chat says, "Kill the messenger."
I think the messenger split really fast.
You split
He threw
pretty
the letter at us
fast.
and left.
Yeah,
So
the messenger
this guy-
knew what he was getting into and ran the heck away.
He's like, nope.
This horse person, apparently, who's now a horrible cheat, I'm assuming he's cheated other people out of their stuff too.
There's
Alright,
a
cool.
chance of that, but it's not every day that people try to barter for good horses at obnoxiously low prices.
The point is, I don't
We
think
cheat
we've been.
him. He cheats us. It works
Yeah,
out.
you don't think I mean, I'm not sure we've been cheated either. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of. This isn't really my fight.
So do you want to all just walk off?
I think I'm gonna just kind of move off to the side. If Terry wants to do her thing, she can do her thing. And it's up to her.
Okay.
You can just lead my horse up the way. I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
I'll
I
linger
drink too
just
much. I gotta go
see.
use his outhouse or whatever they've got in Middle Earth. I don't know.
It'd be an outhouse, yeah.
Yeah.
Those aren't till
Wait, hold up. Outhouses and hobbit holes. How does that work? Anyways,
There aren't any.
moving on.
Underground
There are-
room.
In Lotro, there are no outhouses till Rohan.
Yeah. Apparently, nobody goes to the bathroom until they reach Rohan.
No, they just go inside a. They probably go. They just do it outside,
Bushes.
like a bear.
So, in other news, Terry, what are you going to do?
I'm just kind of lingering with one eye on Terry.
Once everybody is more or less out of earshot, because let's face it, you can hear a lot longer than you can see. So once everybody's more or less judged to be out of earshot, like I can't hear the horse's hooves clip clopping anymore, I'm gonna invite Mr. Hangstacer behind the barn to have a discussion about my beer money.
All right. As you walk back, he's like, featured in the recent Hobbit play in Bree, the Roscabel rabbits, fastest in all of Middle-earth. And he's just going on and on about these rabbits. And you talk to him. and he can tell already by your look that things aren't going to go so well, and he just gives you money.
How
If I
much?
had a that was easy button, I would push it.
Well, that was
He
easy.
gives you guys back about 1 silver, so about 200 or 20 copper per person. So.
20 cover per person?
Mhm.
It's enough for beer. I'm good.
So you guys, Terry, you make it back up to the rest of the party, and you guys start to make your way
Wait,
towards.
do we know this? Did she just give us 20 copper and we're like,
Yes.
cool, Terry,
That's
thanks
up
a
to her if
lot.
she
Yes,
wants to give you back money.
Exactly
or
what
not.
happened.
Nope.
What exactly does
Not
she?
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
You're not giving us money yet? Okay.
Nope.
Terry
Okay.
has
But I had a chat with him. We're good. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
so
You
we
mean
all
we're
have-
good?
Okay.
All right, so you guys start to make your way up towards Trestlebridge. Do a series of travel checks. Carve, go ahead and do the first one.
I'm still kind of thrown off.
And remember, it is actually time to make camp. Now that I remember.
Right, it is.
Um,
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
Let's just make camp then.
you guys can decide if you want to camp out by the stables or make your way on, or.
I think we probably need to go away from the stables.
How
All
far?
right, so-
How far is Trestle Bridge? Are we going to be able to make it by nightfall? Probably not. Huh?
No,
Oh,
you
we're on
wouldn't be able to
horseback.
make it by
All right.
nightfall.
Well, we're going to have to watch it because I hear that there may be hostiles between here and Trestle Bridge.
Yep.
So we need to be on
Yep.
our guard.
Okay, make one quick travel check to see if you can, how far you can get, and there you'll make camp wherever you end up.
Come on,
Okay.
Carve, get another one of those epic ones and get us all the way to Trestlebridge magically on our new horses.
Yeah, no. It's getting dark. I'm tired. I'm still
All right, so you make
by,
it. You make it across the road and down a little bit, but you're basically neighbors with the horse camp.
Oh, great.
Can we smell the place still?
The wind's blow in a different way. You're to the north
Okay.
of it, so you're good.
I mean, just checking. Just saying.
all these bathroom checks tonight. So you guys are able to make camp. Is there anything you want to say to each other before you start watches?
Good night.
Night, John boy.
what exactly happened with the stable guy?
Well, we had a chat, and he could see that we weren't too happy with how things turned out. So he gave us a little bit of our money back. He admitted that he kind of overcharged us a little bit. So now I'll divvy up the silver.
Okay.
Except
All
it's
right, so you
a
divvy
bunch of
up
coppers,
the
so.
copper, and everybody gets 20 copper. That is their new total amount.
Okay. Let's set up watches.
I'll take first.
All right.
How many are we going to need?
You are going to need 4 watches.
Are we rolling to see who goes, or are we doing volunteers?
Well, I
You
mean,
can decide who wants to be on watch.
quick point. Because Maven's an elf, she doesn't actually need to really sleep, right?
That's right.
So she can just
Yep.
be on all the watches. Just saying.
It's not a bad idea, actually, because I'm also not the fighter, and the fighters need to get their rest.
Just
Well, I'm
saying.
going to bed. You guys wake me for my watch when I'm needed.
You could
I'll
at
take
least go
one.
for 2 watches for sure.
I'll
Yeah,
take the
for
early
sure.
morning watch. I'll take the last one. Just give me 6 hours and I'll take the last one.
Just saying, like in the books, like in the pursuit of Pippin and Merry, Legolas doesn't sleep. He just stands there and watches with
Yep.
unseeing eyes while he walks in lands of weirdness. That's probably what the book says.
Something like that.
All right. So May, you're on the first and second lookout. Go ahead and roll a perception check for the first lookout.
Alrighty. Hold on for the first one. I have to
Mhm.
go back up here. Remember what it is.
Yeah, I should
I'll
roll
get
it.
going. Okay.
Because I'm on the first watch as well.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in that case, you can take the first watch, and then May can take the next two.
The mid-watch.
Okay.
So you go ahead and roll perception. Okay, you look out through the night, and you can hear the horses and can hear the rabbit sled moving about around the farm.
Was that kind of a hint? I wonder if that guy was hinting that he wanted us to take the rabbit sled.
The price was still 999 gold, so I don't know how badly he was planning to get rid of it.
Yeah, we weren't gonna get rid. Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, you don't really notice too much going on aside from just the animal noises from the horse area.
Me now.
Which
Yep.
means that the orc ambush.
Still waiting for that.
Oh, and
Okay.
everyone gains a morale if you're missing one.
Oh, we get.
I don't think
no.
we've actually
If you're
done
missing
any.
one.
I don't think we've taken any hits today, except for Pine Leaf.
Pine Leaf did.
Pine Leaf did, yeah.
Okay, I put mine in.
All right, May. You are looking around, and the shadows kind of start to play some tricks on your elf eyes, and you start to think that you see somebody in the distance, but it turns out you didn't, and the night goes on pretty uneventfully after that. But you can tell that you might actually have needed some sleep.
And that was just
Great.
her first watch. Let's see how the second one goes.
I know. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, here's the second
And then
watch.
yeah, you need to roll again. Okay.
She
And,
really did
um,
need some sleep.
As
Yeah,
the night
this,
goes on, the shadows from the fire start to play more and more tricks on you, and you really try to try to wake yourself up by rubbing your face and trying to keep your senses feeling things so you can try to stay awake. And you're just really tired for some reason, and you really don't know why. Because you're an elf, and so you think you probably need some sleep or get your eyes checked or something, because this is just a really weird thing. You've never had this happen before.
I need to go into my pod.
And so nothing really goes on during your watch that anyone
All right.
else would notice, but you're really fixated on all this shadows and things like that, just really looking around.
Okay, great. So who's gonna
Nathan,
who's
what do
gonna
your
take
elf
the
eyes see? I don't know!
I don't know. Shit,
They're all around us.
shadows.
They're coming! Carvet is disturbed by May's ramblings about the shadow people, so he wakes up and then takes watch, sends her off to bed.
Good. Thank you.
Right, Carv, you are unable to see any of these shadow people that May was talking about. And the night goes on pretty uneventfully as it comes towards morning, as things start to quiet down, and it's usually this time of night when things are most asleep. So you are good to continue on, and as the morning rises, you are obviously still the only one awake. So what do you want to do?
Well, if the sun's coming up, it's time to get up. We gotta go. Burn the daylight. Start waking people up.
No coffee, no breakfast in bed?
You see an inn anywhere around here? If you want to go back up to Mr. Swindler's horse farm, we can go ahead and get something to eat, but I'm ready to go. Chesilbridge is north.
Alright.
And by the way, I did forget to mention this earlier. The Saradane sent the letter to Second Watcher Heathstraw, which is the only person in Bree that would actually make sense for him to send letters to. And so that's why you are now probably cleared in Bree if you were to return.
Probably.
Assuming the letter made it safely.
Well, if you didn't send it to Butterbur, it probably made it safely.
If it went to somebody who
This
actually
is true.
civic responsibility.
Depends on
So-
how he sent the letter. If he sent it by Hobbit, it's probably lost in the wayside somewhere.
What?
No, the hobbits were good about their mail. Hobbits are good about
That
their
was
mail.
weird.
Oh yes, hobbits are quite
They
good.
are.
Unless they live in Frogmorton.
In which case, they're good about their mail, but it just guess they're a little soggy.
No, they just lose. They lose hope, and they go,
Alright,
"What's the
so-
point?"
You guys have breakfast and make your way on your journey. Carve, it's time for another travel check.
Travel check. We're gonna go on a journey.
And we
have a
arrive in the
travel
Shire.
check.
What'd you say, finally?
Now that I've had
I
a
said
good
we
night's
arrive in the
sleep.
Shire.
That's not a
Yeah, we're
natural, by
right
the
in
way.
the Shire.
I got some sleep.
Jeez, Carv.
The sun came up. I'm ready to go.
You are, and you are pointing out as the night rises. You start to see what, as the day comes along, you start to see what you think is a shadow person, and then you realize that it is just the shadow of the fire as the day is coming about. And you tell May about that expertly, and tell her not to worry about anything. There's, you just continue on your travels, and you make it quite a ways. You're just doing this expert track, although you do have a path right in front of you to follow, so it's not too hard to get to Trestle Bridge. But
We're taking the green way. That way.
but you are able to get pretty close. Do one more travel check, and we'll see if you make it. You were able to skip a few travel checks.
We're taking the green
we-
way.
We
That
can-
way.
We continually roll
That's
up.
right.
We're going north, and there's hills and stuff we're going through, and we're passing things, and we're just kind
I
of.
feel,
All
I
right.
feel like we're on like an amusement park ride where Carve is like, and on your left you see bears.
And on your right there are wolves. And oh look, a camp of orcs. That's new. When did they put that in?
Depends on what's inside your horses.
Must
So
be
as you
decorating for the
continue
holiday.
on your journey, Carve, you start to point out a few less things as you continue on. It's clear that you're just wanting to get to Trestle Bridge at this point, and you do successfully lead them there. And as you get to Trestle Bridge, it's just this nice, quaint town, and there are people going about their day. There's these different vendors and things like that at the various shops.
So it's not like burnt yet.
It
then,
is
right?
not
That's-
how it is in Lotro,
Okay.
because
That's
the
what
things that the player does, keep in mind that there are no players doing what they would do in this world.
We burned down
Because-
Trestle Bridge.
That's right. I was gonna
Well, we
say,
don't have to go.
We're all
we don't have to
monsters.
go
We are
hunt- We don't have to go hunt down the black boom powder. So they didn't go boom.
It was us. We are to blame.
Yes.
Apparently.
Turns out we're the ones that burnt it,
I
right?
don't even trust the festival, to be honest with you, so I have no idea what I'm talking about.
So you guys are able to make it into town. What do you want to do?
Did we go see Otley? What's his name? Otley?
Check in at the stable master.
Yes.
Okay, you check
Yeah,
in at
We
the
get
stable.
our stable master, make sure our horses are well cared for.
Introduce
the evening.
ourselves.
Introduce ourselves, ask about other stable masters he knows and is friends with.
Nearby
Right,
or
right.
along the road to
Things
wherever
like
we're
that.
going.
Inquire about the health
Make
of his family and his cows.
Make sure his
We
sign
need
changes to
horses.
white.
Stuff
To
like that.
see if we can find out from a local constabulary who can tell us about the borders.
And I suggest that
Right before you
Pineleaf
do
be
that,
the
the stable
spokesperson
master
for
just
that.
thanks you guys for taking an interest in his life, because you're one of the few people who actually do.
I always like to get a lay of the land, find out what kind of trouble might be out there, because I don't like to
See-
get dead because I run into something that I didn't know about.
See, there's the lay of the land, and then there's the lay of the people. The lay of the free peoples. Maybe I should write a song. So-
And after the lay of the free peoples, there's the potential of getting jumped by the not so nice peoples that I'm concerned about.
Yes, but when you get to know the people as opposed to the land, the people,
Now,
people
so
be good, and that's
I
why you
have
gotta talk to people.
suggestion. I know one of the things that I am supposed to be good at is exactly that. When we go into towns, I can, like talk to people and stuff. I'm wondering if Pineleaf goes and finds a constable, and then I go do what I do, whatever it is that I specialize in. I haven't
Right,
done yet.
and real quick before we move on, I did want to mention that you guys make it here before players would, because less days go on because of the events that have gone on. So that's part of the reason why it's not burnt down.
Right, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Which means maybe
So
we
we'll
can
be around
prevent
for
it
whatever
from being
happens.
burnt down if we find the orcs that have the guns, or the cannons, or the booms. The boom stuff.
Boom, boom,
But that's player knowledge, not character knowledge. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of rooting and investigating around town.
investigationalizing it.
All right.
Plus,
then
this
I'll
could be
tell
an
you what.
This could be an alternate timeline, so it may never burn.
That's
It
true.
is an
So
alternate timeline, but I
what we
can't
should
say if it'll actually ever burn or not.
do then is Pine Leaf can go check out the local constabulary, the corpse. Arithert can go do what he's gonna do. Terry will find in the bar
I'll go
later.
check in with the guard because
We will let Trish go talk to some folk, and I'm gonna go hunt down the merchants and see what business is like.
Terry can hit up people in the bar and get information in the local scuttlebutt about town.
And that's hitting up them for information, not hitting on them because they don't like your beer.
And I could
Not
actually maybe
hitting
even
on
make
them.
some money because I do street performance. I'm a performance
Suspect
artist.
so.
I might be able to make some money, if I
This is
put
true.
do a little lute playing, do a little, take requests, play, tell some stories, get some money.
You could. And
Let's
so what
turn
I
it
want everyone to
on.
do is put a note of what you want to do next time. And we're going to put the pause here because we are getting close to end time. So put a note on who you want to talk to in this city and all that stuff in your personal character sheets. And we're going to end our adventure here. So when we return, the free folk will be continuing on their journey up towards the ranger camp to learn of what they can and also maybe help protect the town of Trestlebridge. We'll have to see what happens next episode. But till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.